G'day folks, Nate here. Today's video is going to discuss the relationship between ethics and trust states. Now, before getting into that, we probably do need to define some terms. Morals and ethics have quite a similar etymology, albeit from different parts of the world, different times, etc. And therefore, one could absolutely interpret like a deep similarity or sameness, perhaps, between the two. What I'd like to propose today is a distinction that is commonly drawn. Morals refer to first-order beliefs about what is good and right. Ethics is the deliberative process that we execute in a given situation to help determine which courses of action are most aligned to what we believe to be good and right. So it is this active living and breathing process through which we reflect on our first order beliefs and attempt to put them into practice. Now, what I want to do here today is describe a model, therefore an oversimplification of how this stuff actually plays out. I'm going to draw on something from Rachel Botsman as a starting point. So, trustworthiness, something I talk a lot about. Trust, reputation. Boom. Okay, so now Rachel posted about this on LinkedIn a little while ago. Basically, trustworthiness is our conduct, our behavior, the qualities or characteristics or virtues that we live and breathe. So let's just, as a sort of proxy for our behavior. Trust is, and so this is something that we do, this is something that we are, right? So this is inside, if you will, right? Now, when I say inside, in this case, I'm sort of referring to an organizational context, which is the core of my work, obviously heavily influenced by the literature on interpersonal trust. Now, this is stuff that happens outside. Trust is the belief that some other party has in our trustworthiness. Now, I'm not going to get into the nuance of that. I've covered that in other videos and different forums written, etc. Reputation is basically what people say, right? So how we behave then out in the world, what people believe about our behaviors, our conduct, the virtue of said activities, and then reputation being what people say about this stuff. Of course, there's a relationship between these two, right? And there is a relationship here. But I want to extend this a little bit. I want to say that ethics really is the foundation of this hierarchy or stack, and I want to say that social license to operate is sort of out here. Social license to operate is something that those that are responsible for corporate governance care very deeply about. It's been quite well studied in the literature, there's a strong relationship between the belief that a given community has in an organization or institution's trustworthiness and the social license that that organization has to operate. Now, we're not going to get into the definitional scope of this. We can cover that another time. What I'm going to suggest is that ethics, this process of reflecting on our first order beliefs about what is good and what is right in a given situation to actively direct our behavior towards that which is most good and most right, that directly influences our trustworthiness, right? Our conduct, our behavior. And what I'm going to suggest is that this stuff trust and reputation directly impacts social license to operate. Now, what I think most organizations get wrong is that they focus up here. First of all, control is an illusion in a sort of metaphysical sense, but we have no control, right, over this. We have the capacity to influence this stuff, and that's really important. So what do we need to do? We need to focus in here. We need to start with the benevolence, the integrity, and the competence of our organizing structure, the purpose for our existence, the relationship between our values, our principles, and our pledges, and the capacity that we have to demonstrate that we are acting on our ethical intent, to demonstrate that our ethical intent isn't over here and our action is over here, like is so often the case, but rather there's a tight relationship between the two. This is where organizations need to invest their energy, their effort, their intensity, their passion. And you need to trust, if you will, in the wisdom of emergence. We might say to some extent that trust is an emergent property of trustworthiness. Now, I'm not sure if anyone's ever made that claim. I don't know whether I want to stand behind that claim, but let's just go with that. And by doing that, we are going to influence the stuff that exists out here. If this was useful, please feel free to comment. If this was confusing, do the same. Let's engage in dialogue to enhance the capacity that we have to meaningfully understand and then act on what I've described here today. Looking forward to that discussion. See you next time. Bye for now.